Yes, people, FJTV, so I'm gonna do my very best to not drag on this video. You can already see how long it is, but cool. I'm gonna set a quick mental thing of like 10 minutes is ideal, 15 I'm getting there, 20 minutes, time to lock off the video. Cool. Couple of things I want to talk about. Is it kind of going to be like a 2-in-1 video? And also, bro, look at that sunset. If I stare at it like I'm sun gazing and I look at my phone screen, I can't lie, it's a bit bright right now, so cool. Let me stand like here. Fresh trim as well, and I'm looking a hell of a lot more presentable than I have done in past videos. And I might get to that, but cool. First and foremost thing, so today's a Friday. Fridays is my one and only day off work, my matrix job, whatever. So cool. I'm gonna run through my day quickly and then I'm gonna touch on something. But I'm gonna make a quick mention of it now. So like I said, today is Friday. Tomorrow at 5 a.m. I've got to wake up. But at 6 a.m. my shift starts, yeah. Like I said, matrix job, whatever. But I was gonna say this time last week, but last Saturday, one of my brothers, he knows who he is. Shout out, nothing but infinite love. Cut a long story short, I had my second ever psychedelic experience. We took 2 tabs each of LSD. Obviously, I'm sure most people know what LSD is anyway, but acid. I actually did like 5 minutes of researching the following day on the Sunday when I was back at work again, already after a psychedelic enlightenment experience. But it's derived from a fungi, so it's essentially shrooms, whatever. I'm going to circle back to that because first and foremost, I just want to run through my day quickly and talk about something. So like I said, today's Friday, my one and only day off. I woke up a little bit groggy because I had my shift finishing at 10 p.m. last night. Had some bullshit food, is what it is, bro, yeah. But I was reminding myself, bro, you can't have the experiences I had last week, let alone all the other experiences and all the other stuff I've been talking about on this channel alone as well for years. Knowing what I know, and I'm still doing the same negative, repetitive cycles. So, of course, I woke up today, instantly, first thought that came to my mind, let's have the most highest possible vibration day. I think that makes sense grammatically. You know what I'm trying to say. Let me have the best day possible, the highest possible vibration. I can't help but try and get a bit of sun on me, but I don't want to blind myself. But I'm literally staring at myself anyway, so who cares? So cool, straight away, woke up. I'm not going to run through the whole thing, but I'm essentially still kind of fasted right now. I've literally had, so again, yeah, let me just, not going to tangent immediately, but I said, cool, the best thing I could do today, train. Of course, million reasons, but bare minimum, bro, I'm a warrior in a garden. Therefore, we must train like said warriors, yeah? So that's one thing, cool, it's a day off, ain't got to worry about going work and all of that nonsense, whatever. There's always plenty of shit to do, errands, all of that, but as you know, that's human stuff. I literally said, highest possible vibration. So we're going to train, make a YouTube video. It's not even difficult to even think of. I've got plenty to talk about from the acid experience last week alone. If I'm ever short of things to think about, or speak about rather. So again, cool, woke up. And I knew the route I was going to drive to my gym because, as I've mentioned, yeah, I live in Wolverhampton and I'm driving to Birmingham. My UK people would understand. As a little bit out of the way, it's, hopping on and off the motorway, whatever. But cool, so I said to myself, I know the route. I'm going to run into the one shop. I'm going to allow myself the energy drink as much as I know I'm a process of detoxing them out of my system more and more. But like any addiction, which is what it is, like I've said with the semen retention, the pixels is an addiction, playing with yourself is an addiction, ejaculating is an addiction, but that's, I was gonna say a story for another day. I might get to that, I might touch on it, whatever. So again, cool, let me not block the camera. So I said to myself, you know what, I know the route, I know there's a specific shop, I'm gonna run in, I'm gonna grab something, I'm gonna drink it on the way, I'm gonna feel the caffeinated effects on an empty stomach. I brought 2 apples with me as well, that was gonna be my post-training food. I knew I was gonna go to nature, but let me not get ahead of myself. Run into this shop, again, cheap ass shop, so it's bullshit food anyway, but I'm like, cool, let me just beeline for the energy drinks. And then I seen there was one that they're selling there that I used to have back in the day, yeah. Like I said, it was only this time last year, bro. I was still on a bit of a downward slope in the sense of before finally coming out of the dark forest, yeah. I thought I'd come out of it from the year prior. I'm not even gonna get too deep on that because that's 5 minutes already, so let's keep speed running this bitch, yeah. But I see one, it's 1 litre as well. That's more, way too much. As you know, most energy drinks are 500 millilitres anyway. It's cool. So I'm literally essentially having 2. It's 300 milligrams of caffeine. So again, that's essentially 2, I mean, I hate to give them the free clout, but that's 2 cans of White Monster, for example, yeah. And I'm not blind to all the manufactured fucking advertising they're doing on the reels. All people suddenly admitting this White Monster addiction, like I ain't been joking about it for years. But that's the story for another day. I see this energy drink, 1 litre bottle, and it's 89p, less than £1, bro. So that's why I was rinsing them last year, when money was as low as it possibly could have fucking been. But let me not dwell on the past and the negativity, yeah? So I kind of laughed to myself. I thought, what a beautiful little synchronicity and a little gem from the universe to go, here you go, Joss. Drink that like you used to. Have the same crazy caffeinated thoughts, because it's not even the caffeine, it's the caffeine is bridging the gap in my brain to when I've got all this data on the bookshelf that I have to just leave on there to operate in daily life as a human. Like when I'm talking with literal NPCs at times, let's be honest, bro. I do my best to look at everyone as they're a real life human, and I have the empathy and the emotion in my heart to say, you know what, these are essentially, I use the analogy in the past, it's like dealing with your own children, yeah? Sometimes it's tough love, but for the most part, you got to understand they're like toddlers, bro, yeah? Don't get angry at them for drawing on the wall with a crayon, because they're not thinking, don't draw on the wall with a crayon. They're just living in the here and now, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Cool, there's 6 minutes. Let's keep it going. Grab the bevy, cool. I grabbed 3 flapjacks as well, because I thought, man, fuck it. I'll have one of them tomorrow. Fuck it, I might as well have one of them now, because I'm fasted. Yeah, I mean, that on the way, drinking the drink, listening to the music, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm feeling it. Let's go, a big boy session, yeah? Get to my gym, cool, it's like open mat kind of thingy in the middle of the daytime. I'm like, bless, I already know I'm just going to go on the heavy bag. I'm just going to get some stuff out, cool. Seen one of the lads I normally see sometimes. He'd just been in the gym training legs, and he said, I was about to leave, but I seen you pull up. I hadn't seen you for a bit, because I've been slacking with the training, lads. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm just going to get a bit out in the bag. And he said, I'll hold pads with you for a little bit, and then I'll shoot off. I'm like, yes, sweet. So fair play to him. We both did a little warm up on the bag. Well, for me, more of a warm up. He's fucking warming up after cooling down, whatever. Held pads for us before I even said anything. Man's like, don't worry about holding pads for me. He said, bro, I can't even hold my arms up anymore, let alone the way my legs are feeling. I'm dipping. I'm like, sweet, sayonara. Did a bit more on the bag. Felt fucking amazing. I'm like, this is all I fucking try and preach on a human level. Let me get the sun on my face for this bit, yeah. On a human level, bro. Move the blood around this physical avatar. You find your consciousness within. Your immortal soul is locked within, yeah? And best believe, bro, when I took them 2 tabs on the tongue, me and my boy were we're flying anyway. But at one point, he asked me, he said, is it confirmed everything you already thought? And I started laughing. I said, I can almost look at it in the sense of like, I feel sorry for everyone because I was proven right. The whole time from starting the YouTube channel, before the YouTube channel, from when I was at El Nino, yeah, a youth, a child, bro, and I clocked certain things, and I knew I weren't fucking crazy, yeah. Well, we're nearly at 10 minutes of call. From training, I already knew what I was going to do. Straight to the nature reserve. That's like 5 minutes away or whatever. And I said to myself, cool, I know exactly where I'm going, that specific spot that, you know, it's my little meditation spot. I know some people have been there before. I see like water bottles and litter in the past over the years, whatever. I know I'm not the only one who's stumbled on this thing that's like 2 minutes off the beaten path. But every time I go there, there's never a single soul there. I've had people kind of appear in the distance, whatever, or a few meters away, they kind of clap me and just walk off, whatever. Or the dog leads them off. But I said, cool, let me go there. Slow walk, I get my brains firing off, and I'm remembering this is the same reason. I'm like, yo, the caffeine is a tool and I can't abuse it, and it's fucking fun sometimes, because when you have a sick bad boy training session, you feel good anyway. Obviously I've got the fresh trim, so I'm feeling fucking sexy for the gal, yeah. But cool, I'm in nature, and again, I'm fucking 1,000,001 thoughts. I'm like, this is why I had to start the YouTube channel. This is why I had to put it out there, because I'm like, I know I'm not fucking crazy. I know I'm not fucking crazy, yeah? So I get to my little meditation spot. Cool, again, I thought, well, my feet are dirty anyway from being stood on the mats. It's technically almost kind of summertime. The weather ain't too bad, even though it looked like it was going to rain the whole time and it didn't. So cool, I'm in my little spot. There's like a tree. I said it literally looks like an arm coming out, or a hand rather, and I can stand in the middle of my palm, and the trees obviously go all the way up, and there's a little stream going past. Beautiful, yeah. Like something out of Nirvana, yeah. Like one of whatever his actual name, Siddhartha Gautam, or whatever the name of the Buddha is, even though there's multiple Buddhas, but you get what I'm saying. Took my shoes and socks off, stood on the tree, holding on the branches, doing the conscious breath work, even doing, like I've spoke about already, that one specific yoga pose. You want to feel the DMT, bruv. You want a quick couple of seconds of what the fuck just happened then. I'm in a simulation. Why am I sitting? Oh, I'm back in the room. Oh yeah. My entire life's events just come flooding back at the speed of light, yeah? Doing that, stood in the stream. Immediately I was like, that's fucking cold water. I'm like, cool, I'm done. It's kind of like peak traffic time on the roads, even though in England it's half term, that's irrelevant, but whatever. And I said to myself, cool, maybe a little meditation in the car, and then I'm going to dip off. Already had it in my mind, I'm going to break pattern, I'm going to go to just a random store, I'm going to buy some healthy food, or as healthy as I possibly can, and then we'll go from there, cool. So again, went for a little drive, went to a shop that I've never in my life set foot in, and I always love it when that happens, because as said, when such things happen, you'll be literally walking down an aisle and you'll see people go out of nowhere like Night of the Living Dead. Because you know what it is, bro? Whether they're NPCs, whether they're fellow immortal souls, either way, bro, something's telling them that they can sense an energy over here that their brain just can't help but fucking send them, you know what I'm saying? Send their focus, their attention. And obviously I was joking with one of my brethren, I'm like, they've never seen a fucking godlike entity walking around these aisles. And as much as I was being facetious, as much as I'm self-aware, as much as I'm making a joke, but the same way I'm like, bro, you gotta adopt that almost insane level of confidence that, bro, firstly, like I've said on the channel a million times, and I'm gonna keep it going because I've looked at the time and I know I said 10, 15, 20 minutes, cool. 20 minutes, I lock off the video anyway. But like I said, bro, at any point, literally by doing that as well, yeah, I haven't even spoke about the LSD yet, I'll circle back to that. But like me and my boy were saying while we were peeking on the fucking tabs, I'm like, bro, when you really fill your lungs, that sharp inhale, almost like I can feel the oxygen go straight to my brain, straight to my fucking third eye, yeah? I feel that power, brother, and like I say, brother, and I've been saying on the channel for years before any psychedelic, before taking any sort of psychedelics, like I said, the real DMT release in your own lungs. You don't even need to do the specific yoga poses. Like I said, bro, just get in nature and breathe, man. Breathe for long enough, keep muting it out. Imagine every thought that comes is like the clouds I can see in the sky. Just let it pass. I'm thinking about this thing, just let it pass. Thinking about this girl, let it pass. Thinking about this friend who's got this struggle and he doesn't understand when I start talking about these sort of things, and I'm trying to help him, but I can only help someone as much as I can help themselves. Let it pass. Work, jobs, money. Brrr. Yeah, it's all... yeah, it's like atoms and pixels, and just let it, yeah. Like I said, cool, on the tabs. Quick little story time about that. But like I said, yeah, cool, went to the shop, bought some healthy food, feeling like I'm on cloud nine, bro. I'm driving back, speaking to one of my boys on the phone who's going through some stuff, but immediately man's energy from when I sent him a voice note at the nature reserve, and I'm like, bro, you know what's mad though? I'm stood in this little spot. This time last year was as broke as you can imagine in terms of financially, yeah. But we're fixing the psyche. A year before that, so 2 years ago, bruv, because I've been on YouTube 3 years, I think I said 2 years earlier, whatever. But in 2023, bruv, I'm like, May 2023, yeah, I remember that sort of time, bruv. I'm not even going to start wassing about some of the stuff I was going through, but bare minimum, bro, I figured out all of this shit, and I was low-key thinking about it as I was walking to that tree spot, and it can come from a kind of negative angle, but it's also, the right word to use is stubbornness. I knew at the time, I'm not being stubborn, I'm not being deluded, I'm not being selfish. I know exactly what I got in here. I know what I can see out there when I've done the research, or I can hear certain people saying things. I can bridge the gap in my own mind. I know I've got the intellect to download the data, and I know at the deepest level, I'm connected to a source of energy that you can't even quantify. Nobody can. Nobody could fully articulate or express how infinitely powerful that energy is, that I and you and everyone else of these immortal souls in this simulation, which is what we're in, Neo, are connected to, and you can reconnect with that at any point, because you're never disconnected from it, but you can feel disconnected from it. Like I say, at any point, just feel the energy, feel your power, especially as a man. Of course, that's why semen retention. Of course, that's why we discipline this. And of course, bringing it full fucking circle, like I said at the start of the video, that's why we train. That's why we literally every single day must go into the dojo, whether you can or you can't, whatever circumstances, but we do our very best to. Into the dojo, train, use this physique, this avatar that can be the specimen of excellence, which is honouring the divine, yeah. That's why back in the day, brother, I used to just train like a bodybuilder and doing the strength training and this and that, and I'd strip off and I'd look at my physique in the posing room. Obviously, I was never happy and I had the maddest body dysmorphia. But some of yous have probably seen I've posted stuff. I've got shorts on the channel of snapshots in time where my physique just looks fucking insane. For this person personally, yeah, I've seen, like I said, not putting myself on a pedestal, but you know what I mean? I could show you like fucking 16-year-old or even 18-year-old Josh, and then 21, 22, 23, 24-year-old. I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, the difference in physique for one thing, but owed into, I don't know, the Greeks, the Romans. Why would you not build statues to kind of represent, obviously, there's a side tangent there and a conspiracy that I've had in my mind, but I'm not going to dwell on it. But imagine that, it's like, I got pictures of myself where with a certain filter, you kind of look like a statue. And staying on that train of thought, I'm like, that is literally, I'm honouring my ancestors, my highest self, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, by having this physique, this temple. That's why that part of your head's called your temple. Go into your inner temple whenever you need to, yeah? For the peace and solitude and whatever answers you need. I got 3 more minutes, a quick little tabs talk, yeah? It's cool. This time last week, Brethren said, yeah, mentally prepare yourself because I got 4 tabs, 2 each, cool. Fast forward, Saturday, I'm on my shift 6 a.m. until 12. Bare minimum food because obviously you want to stay fasted. I had 2 apples, a Rice Krispie Squares bar. I know. And then shout out my boy, gave me an organic apple after training, after we did like kind of a group Muay Thai session. With a few of the lads that I train with on a Saturday, same way I will tomorrow, yeah? Cool, went our separate ways. I've gone home, quick shower, get ready, brr, pulls up, jump in the whip, cool, go somewhere in nature, drop the tabs, and then we literally was like, yo, there's no going back now. Took the tabs, and I literally said to myself, bro, in 12 hours time, it'll all be over. He says. There was a tiny thought that was, bro, if this is what leads me to be sat in a fucking psychiatric ward, a mental hospital, then, oh well. You know what I mean? Because I reminded myself, bro, I've been in worse positions in life. I've been in worse circumstances. I've been through some bullshit at times, yeah? Deal with some bullshit at times. And again, I feel like it does deserve its own separate video, but the bottom line was I could see the pixels for one thing. Talking to my boy as well, because the whole time we're both tripping. At no point did I feel the need to go off on my own, because I do that all the time anyway. And I said to him, I said, I know it ain't the tabs talking. I know it ain't because I'm high. I'm getting deja vu to the point where I'm like, I've already seen us tripping in the past in some weird meditation, a little glimpse of something, and now it's happening now. But I'm like, bro, this isn't the first time. Whether it's in another lifetime, another dimension, whatever, bro. But I'm like, that's another crazy feeling and experience to tap into. On top of, like I said, bro, I feel like anything I say kind of loses the weight, because ultimately the bottom line is everything I've been saying, bro. You're in a simulation and you're immortal. Now imagine how badly that would trigger, obviously NPCs, remember, but imagine that. Imagine there is dark entities in this simulation. There's dark entities that can hide in between dimensions and in between the layers of the simulation like an onion. But imagine just on a human level, there are humans out there devoid of a real soul, but I'm not going to get on that. There are certain ones, they'd put us all in a whatever camp if they really could, and could, you know what I'm saying? But how triggered they'd feel for someone like me and someone like whoever's watching this, knowing that, yeah, we're immortal and we're in this simulation and we get to leave, bro. And there's certain energies and certain entities that they have to stay, bro, because not only are they part of the construct, they're part of a negative part of the construct, a negative power, sorry, that lurks and exists in the construct. There's a story for another day as I hit the 20-minute mark. So last little point I can wrap it up with. But ultimately, the overwhelming feeling of positivity I was feeling, of course there's tabs because it's chemicals and it's drugs in your brain, but the overwhelming feeling of I wasn't fucking crazy. Like I said, when I was stood in that tree spot, and even in times before that, and whatever little, like imagine at the bottom of the screen I could scroll back through my life and different little versions, whatever, rewind in time or open up a portal and kind of reach through to my past self. And I went fucking crazy. I was fucking right the whole fucking time. I mean, I swear too much. But you get what I'm saying, bro. It's almost like a level of the satisfaction, and it's bittersweet is the best way of putting it. I'm having to fucking tiptoe just to get a bit of sun on my face. But it was bittersweet knowing that I was right and I've been proven right, and having the weight of the world on my shoulders and all the other nonsense and the baggage, and I get it, you create your reality anyway. But thank you to my higher self. Oh, I thought that video cut off low battery, it's all good. But thank you to my higher self for having the awareness and the understanding and the knowledge to put this avatar and my soul on this roller coaster to experience what I did. Because I tell you what, bruv, shit man, I thought I was militant enough as it was, but it's almost like I've been shown there's an even greater version of Josh that can possibly exist in another dimension. And best believe at one point I'm going to keep warping through these portals and we're going to get there one day. Same way, prime example, in that shop, bro, I'm seeing bottles of Fiji water for 90p on sale. Yes, please, I'll have 4 of them in my basket. Do you know why? Because what I'll wrap the video up, and I told a couple of people, and I say to my boy before kind of we're taking the tabs, because obviously you're releasing a shit ton of trauma anyway. But let me just say that one last point. There was times last year when I was walking into shops, supermarkets, whatever, with my bank balance on a calculator screen, working out every time I pick something up, I put it in my basket, let me minus off what the fucking little label says it costs. There was times I had to put shit back, bro, because I couldn't afford it. But it's like understanding what that can do for you at a soul level, how powerful I knew I truly was, bro. I'm like, you know what? Let them take everything, bro. Let them take the fucking water out the taps, bro. Because I ain't drinking the tap water. We already know with the fluoride. Let them take everything, bro. And I'll still go to the Muay Thai gym. I'll still do the pads and the rounds and the bag, whatever, pads, bag work, all of that, and then sparring, and then I'm going to finish sparring with all different people, and then they're going to look at me and then they're going to, bro, how long have you been doing this? Asking me 1,000,001 questions because they can't understand what is it about this motherfucker, what's going on behind these eyes. I'm just doing what I'm doing. Yeah, but that's enough kissing my own ass, yeah, because it only comes from a place of self-love that I have for every other immortal soul out there anyway. That's more than enough. I'm dragging the video on. Yeah, stay up, stand your purpose. Let's go. I was proven right as well, but yeah, stay up, stand your purpose. Let's go.